And this week's show is sponsored by the 2011 Marketing and Money Making Not to Be Missed Super Conference. And to check out what that's all about, just click on the link on this page. Hey there, this is Bill Glazer with your New Year's show. But one problem is, by wearing these glasses, I can't see a thing. So unfortunately, let me take them off and put on my real glasses. And on today's episode, we're going to discuss the best ways to plan for success in 2011. One of the best web TV strategy products that I know that's available, and an answer to a question from a Glazer Kennedy Gold member. So again, I want to welcome everyone to No BS Live TV. And I know a lot of you are still enjoying some time with your loved ones and probably won't be returning to your offices until the new year. And speaking of which, this is the last episode of No BS Live for this year. The next time you'll see me here will be January 2011. And to celebrate making it through 2010, make sure you join me and the No BS Live production team at the end of the show for an early New Year's toast. But before we tip our glasses to the new year, let's get some work done. So, 2010 is almost over, as I just mentioned. And all in all, it's been a pretty good year. We had 4 awesome events this year at Glazer Kennedy. We successfully launched some new products. No BS Live TV debuted this year in March, and it's been a good year. But good years don't usually just happen. Success doesn't just happen. You have to plan for, anticipate these things. And that's what we're going to discuss today, how you can plan for success in 2011. So you want to know my secret? My secret are lists. I'm a list guy, and I suggest you try it. I figure out the big things to put on the list. What are the big events we're doing? What are the big launches we're doing? What are the big products we're creating? And then I make sub-lists of every piece of strategy that it takes in order to get those things done. And then what I do with the sub-list is I do what my good friend and management mentor Vince Serpoli taught me, is every item on the list is a SMART item. What do I mean by that? It's SMART. It's S, specific, M, measurable, A, obtainable, R, it's relevant, and T, it's time-bound. And when you figure out what each item on your list is, and you add the SMART and acronym to it, you'll find that you can get it done and you'll have a successful year too. So for today's S&D segment, I thought it was only appropriate for me to share with you something that can have a big impact on any business. And for that, I turned to my friend Charlie McDermott, who's now a new Platinum Mastermind member, and who has come out with his Web TV Blueprint product. Now, Charlie teaches businesses how to use Web TV programs in their businesses, just like you're watching right now, to do all kinds of things, such as generate leads, increase your response, generate a personal connection with your audience, and branding yourself and your company. All those things are covered in his product, which is really a resource in one form or another. Now, what makes this such a great resource is the impact that a well-executed web TV show that's been working into your overall marketing plan can have on your business. This is actually a great way for you to add revenue to your business to be more successful in 2011. Now, as I revealed at the Info Summit this year, No BS Live TV, what you're watching right now, brings in an average of around 60 new Glazer Kennedy members every week, with a significant number of them sticking well beyond the free trial period. And in addition to bringing in new members, being able to sell resources, sponsorships with a previously non-existent stream of income is terrific. So to be sure to check out Charlie McDermott's Web TV resource at the link on this page. So as I said in the opening of the show, this week's episode is brought to you by the 2011 Marketing and Money Making Super Conference. And I'm really proud of what Dan and I have put together for 2011. As a matter of fact, if you don't share this with anybody else, it's the best super conference we've ever put together. Not only do we have Kathy Ireland, a celebrity entrepreneur, But we have Michael Masterson, all the way from Agora Publishing. And we have Lenny Lieberman. Now, you probably never heard of Lenny, but Lenny is from the big behemoth company, Guthrie Renker. And with Guthrie Renker, they put on some of the biggest infomercials in the world. And we're doing something special there with Guthrie Renker and with Lenny. You can submit if you have a product idea in advance. And the best 12 product ideas, he's going to have a private one-on-one meeting with you to discuss the feasibility of making it into an infomercial. But here's the biggest news of all. Between Dan Kennedy, myself, and online expert Russell Brunson, we're delivering not one, not two, not three, but 10 business blueprints. You can leave your credit cards home, in fact, because in 10 different blueprints, we'll be teaching you how to do specific things online and offline for your business. We've never done anything like this before, and it's just outrageous, but you've got to be there. So go ahead, check out the Super Conference on the link on this page. So now it's time to Ask Bill, That's Me. And this week's question was sent in by Gold member Mike Murray from Libertyville, Illinois, in response to episode number 32, which was called Getting Personal. Now, Mike says this: while I appreciate the value of personal branding for services, I really don't want every client insisting on talking only with me. How would you suggest branding a small service provider like an accountant's office to avoid the "I'll only talk to the boss" calls? So, Mike, that's an extraordinary question, and let me give you an extraordinary answer. Just kidding, Mike. But there isn't a business out there at all that hasn't grown to really substantial size if only one person in that business could do it all. So right now, the problem that you have is not your clients. Mike, I hate to tell you, the problem you have is yourself, is getting out of your own belief systems. And I struggled with that a lot for many, many years. Matter of fact, when I joined my father in 1974, after I got out of college and joined the family menswear business, I was the #1 sales guy on the wholesaling floor with a much smaller company that we actually eventually grew to in the late 1990s. And I used to believe that, gee, I'm the only guy that could really do all the heavy lifting and all the heavy selling. But I quickly realized, and unfortunately it wasn't until I first heard Dan Kennedy speak in 1995, and that was after being in the menswear business for 21 years, that if I was going to grow this business to a size that I really wanted to grow it to, it couldn't be just me. So what I had to do is I had to, #1, hire some of the best people I could find. And #2 is I had to let go. And #3 is I had to realize that other people weren't going to do things exactly the way I was going to do it. But #4 is I also realized that getting past this belief system that everything had to be done by me was my problem, not the problem of the clients and not the problem of all the other people that worked in our menswear store. And I've been taking that philosophy with me in every business I've been involved with, from the menswear businesses. And of course, right now, beginning in 2004, when I partnered with the legendary Dan Kennedy, and I run the daily operations of the business here at Glazer Kennedy with almost 30 employees, I realized that we never would have grown this business to be one of the largest information marketing empires in the world if everything was done by Bill Glazer or done by Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazer. So what I'm telling you is this, and this is going to be something that you might find hard to embrace, but you got to get it out of your own head. You got to surround yourself with really good, talented people. You got to empower them to do the things that you want them to do. You got to give them specific objections that are the SMART objections that are specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-bound. And you got to then realize that people aren't going to do everything the way you do it, but they can still get extraordinary results. And if you do that, you will substantially grow a really big business, and you'll be happy that I gave you that piece of advice. Thanks, Mike. So, Mike, once again, I want to thank you for your question. And since I answered on the show today, I've got something special for you. The new blushing bride, Jessica. What do we have for Mike?
Hi, this is Jessica bringing you this week's Beat the Clock web deal. Just in time for the new year, here's a resource that will help you stick to those New Year's resolutions. Find out how to get more done in 2011 with these recordings of a lengthy, blunt, unvarnished discussion with Dan Kennedy featuring Dan's personal strategies for time and productivity, as well as the strategies he teaches his private clients and coaching clients. You'll hear An actual detailed micro explanation of how Dan organizes his work, communication, and time to get more done in an hour than most people get done all day. Very specific strategies that yield instantaneous improvement in getting things done, and more. Beat the clock and invest in Renegade Millionaire Time Management for 34% off. And if you're a GKIC Gold member or above, you'll receive free shipping. But you better hurry because this offer expires January 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Check the banner for more details.
Okay, Mike, enjoy it. And to the rest of you, how would you like to have your question answered right here on No BS Live TV? Well, you're in luck. There are 2 ways to submit your question. Just leave a comment below with your question or phone it into us at area code 443-470-9025. If you phone it in, be sure to leave a clear message stating your name and your question. All right, now for the toast, as promised. Come on in here, the No BS production team. Come on in here. We got Chris over here. We got Mara over here. And we got Kyle over here. Now let me give you all, wait a minute, first I got to give you all a hat. So I think, Kyle, this is your hat. Beautiful, beautiful hat. And Mara, is this your hat? It's Chris's hat, right. Where's your hat? Is this your hat? This is your hat, right? And this is my hat, right? Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hat. I hope you get this on the screen. And we got over here a glass for you, and we got a glass for you, and we got a glass for you, Chris, and we got a glass for me. But because we're still at work here today, this is a dry toast, okay? So we get a little bit of fake booze. Okay, to a great 2011. And this is our 40th episode that's produced and aired right here at No BS Live TV. More than 3,500 of videos streamed, 19 different guests, including the millionaire maker himself, Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern, Ryan Dice, Mary Ellen Tribby, and other people that I can't remember because I can't read it from this distance. So to the 40th episode in 2011, to the production team here at Glazer Kennedy, No BS Live. This is the best non-booze I've ever had. So that's the end of our episode. You guys leaving me? So that's the end of this week's show. Now don't fret, because after this work day, we're going to go finish off this bottle, me and my team. But before I go, I got to tell you what this week's free gift is for watching. So this week's gift is The Secrets of Successful Direct Mail by Richard Benson. Now, this is one of my favorite marketing books of all time. Richard was a real pioneer in the world of direct marketing, and the insights offered in this book are just basically just invaluable, just core direct response marketing strategies. And to make sure you grab your copy, all you got to do is cover the small shipping and handling fee of just $6, not $600, $6.95. And remember, I'm only giving away what I have on hand, which is a very limited quantity. And as an added bonus to those of you who are not Glazer Kennedy members, I'm going to throw in 2 free months of Glazer Kennedy Elite Gold membership when you grab your copy of the book, and consider that as my ethical bribe to get you to try Glazer Kennedy marketing. So once again, this is Bill Glazer. This is our last episode of the year of No BS Live TV, the place for prosperity online without any of the bull.